This is NastyC, the young 15-year-old producer slash rapper slash songwriter. This right here was a beat made by me just about 5 minutes ago. If you want it, and if you want me, follow me on Twitter at I am NastyC.
Would you feel like this is the best you've ever been?
I haven't reached my full potential.
You know me without the fame.
Your freshman of the year 2015 for the hip-hop fraternity as a whole.
Like you got bars and stuff?
Yeah. I'm spinning and making it back. Maybe it's balancing that.
Having achieved so much in a short space of time.
Or like just nasty. It's just nasty.
The biggest name with the new.
I don't really like decide if I'm a young age, for like 15, I don't really decide what I want to do.
Oh man, I have a long way to go.
NastyC representing South Africa.
NastyC has successfully launched himself globally.
NastyC up in the building.
The coolest kid in Africa.
NastyC.
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 With one of South Africa's hottest. I'm here with
NastyC.
Nsika Yesizwe David Jr. Ngobo was born on 11th February 1997 in Deep Kloof, Soweto, Johannesburg. After the passing of his mother, who was involved in a fatal car accident when he was 11 months of age, he relocated to Durban, KwaZulu-Natal to be raised by his father, David Mavio Ngobo.
NastyC is originally from Deep Kloof in Soweto, Johannesburg. However, he had to relocate to KwaZulu-Natal upon the death of his mother when he was 11 months old.
I moved to Durban. I think I was only like a couple months old. I think maybe I was like 6 months old.
Wait, so you just found out that prior to that you were in Soweto?
Yeah, I just found out like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. My brother told me this. It was like, no, you were actually born in Soweto.
Where do you think you were born?
Because I think my mother used to work in Joburg.
So you thought you were born in
Durban?
In Durban.
Yeah, that's what I always thought, because that's where like all my memories.
Right,
Durban,
right.
You know? So yeah, moved there when I was very, very young. Stayed there all my life pretty much. I only moved up to Joburg to pursue like a music career.
The rapper said, "I've always had stepmothers growing up. It's just something I thought every other family went through." He added that he only really started being inquisitive about what happened to his mother when he was a teen.
My mother's absence never really hit me until I was in my late teens. Because, I mean, she passed away when I was like 11 months old, so it's not like I had any memory to go off of. There was no void for me, really, because I've always had stepmothers growing up, and it's just something I thought every other family went through, you know? I was just like, all right, if you lose a parent, you get another one type thing. So it never really affected me in any way until I was like 16, 17, 18, when I started like being very inquisitive about like what happened to my mother, how she passed, or why this happened, why that happened. My mother was on her way back home. She was working in Johannesburg, right? Okay. I was staying with my father and my siblings in Durban. And something had happened. There was like a little incident with my sister, her daughter. So she had to rush back home that weekend. But because she was so worried, she wanted to come back a little earlier, like on a Wednesday. Okay. And as she was rushing back, she just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time in the wrong taxi. And there was like a taxi rivalry thing going on, and it was unfortunate.
I wasn't a talkative kid. I was an introvert. I didn't have a lot of friends, NastyC said in a statement. Writing music and rapping was my first form of expression. That's what I connected to and helped me learn to express myself. According to reports, the young rapper would put lyrics to a beat that his brother was making, and they soon realized that he had a special talent for this genre.
With tracks, new feelings that don't pass, and I'm a young guy. New ways, new actions, new pair of eyes. In fact, I'm just staring at every ass, and I'm just asking myself, can I feel love? And if I do, then I say, fuck it, it ain't real love. And I was trying to get to the bed like a pill does, with no intentions of ending up with the three of us. It's real, cuz.
His older brother Siyabonga Ngobo influenced him to become a rapper as he learned the basics of producing music from him at the age of 9. Nasty comes from a big family and the rapper is the 7th of 10 children. Before Junior Ngobo became the NastyC, his brother's friend gave him the name Nasty Cat because he used to cuss a lot in his raps at a very tender age. He dropped the cat when he started redefining his identity as an MC.
We had a computer at home, right? Mm-hmm. And my oldest brother, his name is Sia, he used to want to be a DJ, I think, at the time. Right. But he also had FL Studio, which is like a beat making software.
Okay.
So then I started fiddling around with that. I used to just sit there and just watch him play around with sounds and stuff like that.
So he's into it as well.
Yeah. Not so much anymore, but yeah. He pretty much put me onto it. Yeah, so I started playing around with that. I had like these Nokia headphones, like I used to just use as a microphone.
Really?
Just record like ideas and stuff.
Okay.
Ngobo attended Strelitsa Secondary School in Lotus Park, Durban, where he completed his 12th grade. At the age of 14, Ngobo released his debut mixtape, One Kid, 1,000 Coffins, on the 14th of May 2012.
There was this thing called Data File Host. It was this website. You could just upload straight from your phone. You could just upload a song or whatever. So I used to just do that, share the link. I used to send it to random people on BBM. It was the BBM days. Remember BBM?
Yes, I do. I have my BlackBerry.
I used to just spam people with the links, spam them with the music. Even in taxis. Back home, we take like big taxis, like 25 passengers, something like that. And we used to just like spam people's Bluetooth with like songs.
Yeah.
And some people would just accept it and just listen to it. And then
really,
eventually that start looking for you and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's pretty much how it started. And then obviously just going to like ciphers and open mic sessions and just spreading my name out.
Yeah.
He then released his debut EP, LAME, which stands for Lame, Levitating Above My Enemies, on the 4th of April 2014. NastyC is inspired by a range of international rappers including Drake, Lil Wayne, T.I., Kendrick Lamar, and Hobson. But it was his opening performance for local artist AKA in 2013 that stands out as his most profound memory and achievement. Though just 16 at the time, this performance made him realize his dream of becoming a rapper. And he went on to tour across South Africa with the AKA on his debut studio album launch.
I mean, in 2012, 13, I met NastyC as a 14-year-old.
I got the honor to meet AKA 2 years ago. I opened at one of his shows, the album launch. He was pretty cool about it, He was pretty dope. And this other time, it was on the 1st of December.
You've got the dates, man?
Dog, it was like the biggest moments that's like the highlights of my career. Yeah. It's like 2 days before the 1st of December 2013, I was on Gagasi, right?
Yeah.
And one of the event coordinators heard the interview from the other room. They came in the same time. I was like, yo, we gotta put you on. I don't care what you're doing on the 1st, you are performing on stage. They're gonna go on primetime with AKA.
What?
And they actually made that happen, dog. This is how it happened. We had the interview, they were listening, right?
Yeah.
So they couldn't get to us in time. So we were already on the way back. I was on the way back home.
And you were done with it. You were like,
they called and said it on air. They said, yo, wherever you are, if the people that are driving you care about you and want to take care of you in your career, they're going to turn back now and come back to the studio. And that's exactly what we did.
Would you work with the homie on the track?
Definitely.
On the 10th of February 2015, he released his second mixtape, Price City. Releasing his second mixtape, Price City, which produced the successful single Juice Back that raised his prominence.
Look into a mirror, nigga, rate yourself.
It's actually funny. Me and Gemini had never worked together.
Okay.
So I really like his beats. I like all of his beats, and he really likes all of my songs. Yeah. And then this one morning, we were chatting like over the phone, and we decided to test the chemistry. Producer-artist chemistry between me and him. Yeah. So he just sent me like a beat. He recently made a beat for like an hour. He spent an hour, just put together a sample, and then he sent it to me. Yeah. And then I got that. I didn't really tell myself that I'm gonna record a song, or record a hit, or whatever.
So you didn't see this coming?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Now, as soon as I got the beat, I plugged my PC. I made that song and I just sent it to him. He liked it. I liked it. I sent it to the rest of my team. They liked it, and so I just dropped it randomly. It wasn't even planned to be a single. It was just like I was warming up for a single called Friend Zone.
Okay.
So I wasn't even expecting Juice Back to end up as big as it is right now. So man,
how do you feel about the track now? The love, the response from the fans.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's really crazy, man. It's really crazy, and I appreciate it. I appreciate all the love I'm getting from all of the fans.
NastyC took South Africa by storm when he released a mega hit that even those who could not understand what he was saying sang along. From all walks of life to every kasi, his song endlessly blazed on people's music playlist. He started at an early age and eventually mastered the process of music production and began adding his vocals onto the beat he was making. Juiceback later spawned Gemini Major produced remix featuring singer Davido and rapper Casper Nyovest on the 20th of November 2015.
The concept of the whole music video is Mad Max meets Run This Town by Rihanna, Jay-Z, and Kanye West. Going for that dark feel. As you can see, everybody's pretty much dressed in like black, navy, all those dark colors. Basically going for like a grimy feel.
It's Casper Nyovest, aka the new age, Doc Chibulez, aka Golden Boy. NastyC and his manager started sending me music like a few months ago. I said, yo, I really like this kid, but it's probably gonna take him a year to blow up or something. Then I heard Juiceback a few months after, and I didn't know it was the same kid, you know, because we were bumping the tape in the car. So I've always just like showed him love, you know. All the song blew up. I was like, yo, if you ever do a remix, just hit me up.
Yeah, I recorded it in London actually, just quickly. MEG put me onto the song, and I loved it from the first time I heard it.
NastyC then kept on bodying feature on feature on feature again and again and again. He just kept bodying everyone and he was unstoppable. On the 11th of February 2016, Ngobo released Hell Nah, which was later revealed to be the lead single from his upcoming debut album. On 23rd September, Ngobo then released his debut album Bad Hair under Mabala Noise Entertainment.
Just got signed by Mabala Noise.
Yeah.
How different is this deal from all the deals you say you don't want in your lyrics?
Well, this deal, I don't like to look at it as a record deal or artist management, whatever. I just like to look at it as a business deal because we sat down quite a few times and we tried to, I ended up actually, we succeeded in that. So, and especially with Reggie being the type of person to have so much ambition, you know, and so much excitement to change the game, and not just to blow an artist up and feed off of them and reach over them, make money off of them, but they truly based on taking South Africa to the next level.
Yeah.
You know, and that's part of something that I've always wanted to do, to change the game. That's what I've always aimed to do.
Yeah.
And since there's someone else that's headed in the same direction and I could give me a little more power, a little more backing, I'd be a fool not to take it. You know?
And, cool. And then, I mean, like, so what does this mean for your international aspirations?
I don't know, I guess now it makes everything easier, man. Like, I have a further reach right now because of the backing, obviously. But it doesn't change much. As we said, we ironed the contract out pretty good. I'm still the same me, it's just that right now, I don't know, bigger.
You got a stronger arm.
Yeah, stronger arm right now.
A strong arm better sample me when you drop music. So now, you know? Firstly, man, 12 months ago, you were planning to release the remix of Juiceback. Now, 12 months later, Davido's about to release an album and an EP, and is featured you on it.
NastyC is in the house, and can you believe it? It's nearly a year since he dropped that track, Juiceback, which took him all the way to the top. We're of course anticipating the release of his album later on this year.
For the album's artwork, he got his fans on Twitter to email him their portraits showing their bad hair periods. He then combined all the portraits in an artistic manner, assembling his face. Bad Hair reached #1 on iTunes local charts and was the most streamed album in South Africa within its first 24 hours, even though the album was released for free at first.
I think we can officially say the weekend is about to begin. Why? Because we welcome back local rapper NastyC with an incredible new album, Bad Hair, that took the #1 spot in, get this, less than 24 hours since its release just a few weeks ago. That's amazing to me. It's some kind of a record. So when fans became impatient and started doubting if he was really going to release an album, NastyC surprised them all with a track list bar none and sent fans obviously into a frenzy. And his track, Bad Hair, quickly started trending, understandably so.
You were trending right up there at the top, you know what I mean? For me, what was really funny though was that you had then you had Live Amp, you know what I mean? Yeah. I was like, yo.
That was big.
You know what I mean?
Ngobo released a 15-minute film featuring 3 songs from Bad Hair directed by Carl Lewis. The short film, which included tracks Don't Do It, Good Girls and Snapchat Hoes and Phases featuring Rolene, was commercially featured in several countries including France, Germany, United Kingdom, United States, which was infrequent for an African video.
There's a habit of stars coming onto the show and then breaking all records and doing amazing things. This young man has proven it. Bad Hair went to #1 in just one day, 24 hours, that's all it took. So the fans have been demanding more, and that's what we're going to bring you right now. Here's NastyC with Switched Up.
On the 2nd of December 2016, Ngobo released the extended version of Bad Hair named Bad Hair Extensions. Bad Hair Extensions featured 4 new songs, including the lead single Allow featuring American rapper French Montana. In winning many accolades for both 2016 and 2017, Ngobo received his biggest nomination, which was for the 2017 BET Award for Best International Act, where he lost to Wizkid.
BET, I mean, that's all I really need to say. It is huge, and it's huge for both of you as well. What has been going through your minds? What are the emotions and what have the preparations been like ahead of the awards?
I'm really excited for the awards, man. I feel like now more corporate people are like recognizing South African talent, especially young talent, and they're actually taking a chance to like give us an opportunity to make more of our lives and spread it across the continent, across the world even. So I'm really excited about that. In terms of preparation, I'm just really looking forward to like networking, building new relationships, shooting a music video, maybe performing in 1 or 2 places.
He was also nominated for the 2017 MTV Europe Music Awards, and Ngobo was ranked 3rd on the 2016 MTV-based SA Hottest MC list, and in 2017 he was ranked again on the same events, but this time at 4th place. And in 2015 he won the Freshman at the South African Hip Hop Awards. NastyC also won at the Metros for Best New Artist, Best Hip Hop Album, Song of the Year for Hell Nah, including Record of the Year at the Summer Awards.
I just want to thank God, man. Without God, none of this would be happening right now. None of this would be possible. And I want to make a special shout out and actually call on Reggie to the stage. If Reggie can come on stage, please. Reggie, where's Reggie?
Try to be told. 012 from Joyce. I'm like Susan Soul. I am soul.
Can you guys please give it up for Reggie?
012 from Joyce. I'm like Susan Soul. I am when I'm full.
Thank you very much, Metro FM. Thank you very much, SABC. To all supporters who supported the rise of an African child. Mabala Noise, we're a university of talent and fame. Mabala Noise, we're a parliament of music. Thank you to all compatriots and friends who have supported me when we started this journey. DJ Bongs, my friend, my partner, to the fandom of our music, of this industry, Mr. Saudi Mutwening. It meant a lot to want to deliver to an African child.
And how I was surprised when I just heard people going, hell no.
Everywhere.
Yeah, that shit just blew up out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
How is it for you, man? Like, you are the youngest dude in the game right now, but how's this feeling of acceptance, of growth? You know, I mean, guys you looked up to, just showing you love. I mean, fans you never thought of. Traveling, I see you from show to show, you're moving around. You even got haters that you're dealing with. I'm even hearing rumors about you, which I don't know whether they're true, but I'll get into that just now.
Ah, okay. I hear that some people asked me today and telling me that a lot of people feel like the awards were bought. I feel like I worked hard as an artist because I know everything that I had to go through as a person, not just as an artist, as a person that doesn't sleep and the person that works hard every single day. I know that because it took a toll on my health. So I feel like I deserve the awards. Regardless of how anyone else feels, whether they're big, relevant, known or unknown, regardless of how that person feels, I don't relate to their opinion or whatever they think is a fact. I'm just happy that I received the awards and I celebrated it the way I felt.
Okay, so Asringenivar, I don't know any other South African artist with such a bright start. But hip-hop, dog.
I do not sound like David, get the f out of here.
You know, hip-hop is always going to have beef associated with it.
Right.
There was a situation, I guess, with A. Reese about 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
What was that about?
It was never really a situation. It was just as the new wave that was coming up, you know, people like to make the comparisons and shit like that and likes to put people against each other and that type of shit. And I guess after that, it just became like little petty shit, like disrespect, this and that, mentioning the other person's name when you really shouldn't. It just became some shit like that. And it's like, it's tension and friction there, but it's not really based on anything real. It's like if you were to try and trace it back to what really happened, there's nothing there. It's some dumb shit.
NastyC and A-Reece have been the top two for some time now, and the two rappers are undeniably two very talented MCs in the SA hip-hop scene, but for some reason they haven't been each other's biggest fans.
First of all, let me get one thing clear. I do not sound like David. Get the fuck out of here. David is NastyC. Reason why I'm saying that is because I heard that on an interview on Metro, he was like, he will never do a collaboration with me because I sound like him. And this is hip hop. I disagree. So I had to make it clear to all of my fans and his. Because I was really getting tired of them actually going with that idea or that notion that I actually sound like him. That's ridiculous. So I was just being me. I was just being expressive. I was just being hip hop. I do not sound like David. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, so no one has really figured out what happened between the boy and NastyC, and usually in rap feuds something always happens to make the two parties not like each other. However, this time it just seems like it's IVYSON versus the Slimes. And in a previous interview, A-Reece revealed that their former label Ambitious Entertainment had forced him to be against NastyC. And speaking of the origin of the beef, NastyC revealed to DJ Vlad that nothing really caused it.
A lot of people are saying that A-Reece is a better rapper than you. How would you, like, how exactly do you feel about that?
I don't really respond to that type of stuff, man. I don't really like to give my energy to things like that. Because when it comes to like artists that, especially like me and him and MT and them, like we all pretty much came up around the same era type things. You know what I mean? So people kind of look at who's closer to who in terms of like sonics, and then they want to pick a side type thing. That's just how the game goes. But so I'm not really tripping off of that.
He however stated that once he tried to mend their relationship, but A-Reece's attitude made him give up. On the 16th of February, Ngobo signed a distribution deal with Universal Music Africa in partnership with Universal Music South Africa and a talent booking deal with UMG Live Africa. On 1st of June, during his visit to Nigeria, he signed a distribution deal with Universal Music Group Nigeria before the pre-releases of his singles Jungle and King featuring American rapper A$AP Ferg from his second studio album Strings and Bling.
I've been working on my album Strings and Bling. I've also just been doing a lot of planning and creating a lot when it comes to my IVYSON tour, and also the Red Bad NastyC collab. So we're working on that. So I've just been doing a lot of back, you know, from Mabala Noise. I guess Reggie felt like the guys that were there weren't really doing what he wanted them to do, like his vision and like just where we were when we spoke to him and the goals that we had for me and whatever. He felt like the guys weren't doing, and he was very good with people at Universal. So he figured it only makes sense to pass me on to them because they could do it. The whole thing is not about me, it's bigger than me. It's just being the youngest to be that guy, you know, and just open doors for the next.
In June 2018, during a press release with Premium Times, the general manager of Universal Music Group Nigeria, Ezegozi Eze, said Strings and Bling is a testament to skill, craft, and passion that he brings to his game every single time, and we are thrilled to bring this excellent body of work to the market. Strings and Bling was then released on the 6th of July 2018 in both digital and physical formats.
I've been waiting for this album.
I don't think he made it, you know, to compete in Africa.
It's not a conventional project.
Most importantly, I want to thank you for caring for who you are and where you come from.
He can actually rap.
Times Live named Strings and Bling one of the best hip-hop albums in South Africa, and it was also included in the list of hip-hop albums on Tina magazine. The album's other singles include SMA featuring Rolene and the promotional single Gravy.
I feel like this is my best project yet, you know, and I felt when I was recording the album, I felt the same way I felt back in like when I was like 18, no, not even 18, like 16, 17, when I was recording Price City mixtape, and that's also another special project, you know, for me. And I was just at a point where I was so good at just like managing the energy around me, managing the problems that I go through, being able to transcribe everything that happens around me into music, you know, and staying focused no matter what happens. Like if something bad happens, I just transcribe it into music. And I feel like I was back in that space and that headspace again, making this album. And it just came out beautiful, man. Everything I wanted to get out there, people received and they got it, they understood it, they appreciate it, and they relate to it. It's the most important thing to me. That shit was beautiful, man.
Well, I have to say, obviously I listened to the project and I have some personal favorites, I'd like to say. I love You Played Yourself, legendary, My Baby, Miss Me, and Do You Dig, man. Do You Dig has a hard-ass beat. Who made that beat?
My homie Governor. Shout out to Governor, all the way from South Africa. Yeah, that's my homie. Oh, he's actually from Zimbabwe, but staying in South Africa.
So I do think this is your best project by far. But then again, you've been doing so many and you just get better with time and you're still so young. Like, damn, how are you gonna set the bar? Like, how are you gonna top this next time?
On the 20th of August 2018, Ngobo established his own record label, Tall Wax Records. His long-term associated singer, Rolene, was the first act to sign under the label alongside himself.
I chose Tall Wax because we're a family and we push each other and we always motivate each other to do better and to do bigger things. And we're never talking about silly things. We're always talking about how we're going to be big or how we're going to break records, and hence Tall Wax, because that's the agenda. We're friends before anything else, and he understands me more than anyone else. I wouldn't say that he found me per se, but like he's one of the people that's been there, that's been pushing me low-key and high-key.
Ngobo began the IVYSON tour on the 6th of October 2018 at the Melrose Arch in Johannesburg. The tour, with 5 consecutive shows, 4 in South Africa and 1 in Namibia, was a success and filled up to attendance. At the end of 2018, he was ranked in the MTV-based SA's Hottest MC for the 3rd time in a row at 3rd place. NastyC joined forces with Red Bat and bagged himself a Puma endorsement deal.
Still, the tour is still in motion, actually. Okay. We started in Kenya though, and that was epic. It was everything I expected, even more. You know, the love is crazy every time I'm there. I get to see my boys every time I'm there. It was just crazy. It was crazy. And right now, we're doing more shows in Durban, Cape Town, Johannesburg, and I think we're going out to Ghana pretty soon. It's going crazy. It's going mad.
Okay, so the tour is still happening, and it's gonna be a while. Your album's out, you're promoting as well, and is stress starting to get to you a little?
Stress? Why stress?
Well, you know, promotion runs, press runs, and stuff. I mean, it's a lot of work and flying around.
Nah, this has become a part of my everyday life now. I get tired, yes, but stressed, no. I'm used to it now. It's like this is what I do for a living.
As for 2019, Ngobo was named the ambassador of the male grooming company X South Africa, but it didn't end there.
Hey Mercedes, how can I help you? How about a car for those who set fire to the sound, who cruise around town just to cool things down?
Our next story, NastyC scores himself a deal with Mercedes-Benz as the new face of their Grow Up Your Own Way campaign. And yes, some of you may feel he's not the right fit. Some of you may even think that the deal was meant for MT. Other people think that his followers aren't really the target market, but it doesn't really matter. We feel that the slogan is self-explanatory. The young'uns are really breaking boundaries and paving their own way.
At the 2019 DSTV Mzansi Viewers' Choice Awards, his single SMA featuring Rolene was nominated for the Favorite Song of the Year. On November 24, 2019, he took home 2 AfriMA awards, includes Best African Rapper, Lyricist, and Best African Collaboration. He was also ranked at the top of MTV-based SA's Hottest MC for 2019, his 4th time in a row being ranked in this list. At the 25th South African Music Awards, Strings and Bling won the Best Hip Hop Album and Best Produced Album. Winning numerous awards and attaining millions of streams as well as views, it's safe to say that Nasty avoided the far too common sophomore slump. Is Strings and Bling worthy of being called a classic? In short, yes. 20 million streams on Spotify, making his album the first South African hip-hop album to accumulate such streams on one platform alone. Not to mention that every song either went at least gold, if not platinum. Ngobo made the third installment of his concert tour, the IVYSON tour, which kicked off on the 20th September 2019 in Cape Town, South Africa. On the 27th September 2019, he released Godflow, featuring rapper Crowned Young, the lead single of his then upcoming third studio album, Zulu Man with Some Power. It was reported that there were international acts who could appear on this album.
C-style. Now, with over 120 million streams, Strings and Bling was far and, away the most streamed South African and African album on the Apple Music streaming platform in Sub-Saharan Africa. What can we expect from your highly anticipated upcoming album, Zulu Man with Some Power?
Just straight up heat, nothing else but heat.
Oh yes, oh yes.
It's another masterpiece on its own. I feel like all my albums are just like that. They don't live in the same space to compete with one another. It's always such a special moment in my life anyways. There's always something big going on. There's always like a huge shift that happens just before I put out a project. So Zulu Man with Some Power is another one of those that's just like a hectic major update on my life, but also very personal and very insightful.
You've got my appetite for your jams just vibrating. I promise you now, NastyC.
In March 2020, Billboard reported that NastyC signed a joint venture deal with Def Jam Recordings, with the release of his single There They Go as his debut under the label.
Gangsters, there they go. Man, you are one of Def Jam's new signees. You're international. Got the music world going crazy. Talk about this sound you're bringing to Def Jam.
See, I'm just like I'm a hip hop head, man. I've been into hip hop since I was 9 years old. It's all that I've really just like been making. Sometimes I dabble in like Afro beats, house music, or whatever, but hip hop is like my first love. And like I bring different types of flavors to it. Sometimes I may go like the boom bap route. Sometimes I may go the trap route. Sometimes I may do like something very soulful, very like the song I did with Ari. And then sometimes I just do some weird shit, really, just to step out a little bit and experiment,
So with having such a well-rounded background when it comes to hip hop, I remember you saying, used to remake Lil Wayne beats, or used to rap and sound like Wayne. How did you find your own voice?
I think it happened when I started to have my own story to tell. Teenager, a lot of stuff started happening in my life. A lot of the, I wouldn't say secrets, but a lot of the stuff that was kept from me as a kid, growing up by my parents, started to come to light. And my bad. I guess I kind of had a lot of stuff to say. I had a lot of stuff that I had to get off my chest. And when you step into that bag, you can't help but be yourself in every sense possible. I'm sorry, but my niece is bothering me, bro. I have to.
It's all good. It's all good. Hey, niece.
In April 2020, NastyC released the visual EP Lost Files with the songs presented in performance clips on YouTube. He explained the EP's concept, stating there are songs that didn't make it onto certain projects, songs that ended up as just ideas. On 14th of May, the EP was uploaded on Apple Music. And on the 20th of May 2020, NastyC made his acting debut with a cameo role in the 6-part Netflix African original young adult series Blood and Water, playing the role of Zero.
Do it. You up?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, do you guys want an amateur to ring your song?
Come on. We're experimenting and we're all amateurs.
On 5th of June, NastyC teamed up with American rapper T.I. for the protest song They Don't.
NastyC was kind of like, we kept hearing his name, kept hearing his music, didn't know much about him, hadn't heard about him, and I started wondering, yo, this kid is dope. He reminds me of me a little bit. Why haven't I heard of him? You know what I'm saying? And then like not knowing anything about the story, not knowing anything about like how, he began in music. I just reached out to him, and told him just, I thought his shit was dope. And we've been exchanging, DMs and text messages, and, then he sent me a record, and, of course I hopped on it, and, we've made plans to do more music in the future.
Proceeds from the song benefit the non-profit organization Until Freedom and Solidarity Fund, with lyrics referencing the murder of George Floyd. On the 25th of June, he released a collaborative mixtape with DJ Woo Kid titled Zulu.
You almost broke the internet with your new album, A Zulu Man, with Some Power. Do tell us about this latest album.
I think this has to be my most mature album, my most diverse album, and I'm very proud of it, man. It symbolizes something very important for me. You know, just carrying my culture on my back, and taking it with me as I'm making this global step right now. And, you know, the reception's been amazing, man. Like, yesterday I found out it's the #1. So the album is the #1 album in the world. The intro is the #1 song in the world. Track #2 is the second, it's the #2 song in the entire world. And that's crazy. That's crazy for me, man.
It certainly is, man. And what an achievement. What an achievement. And this is perhaps your first big project under Def Jam International. So how was it working under this label?
Labels don't get involved in the creation process that much, man. So nothing changes there. I make my music and then I turn it in and we discuss how we're gonna push it forward. You know, what's the narrative? What's the plan? Like, what do we put out first? You know what I mean? That's the only thing that changes. Everything else stays the same with me. I work here at home in my own studio by myself.
Okay. All right. And I do understand that you also collaborated with American hip-hop producer No ID, and you have a song together, as a matter of fact. And just a couple of years ago, you were just talking about, a culture and how some artists are aggressive about their culture in their work, while others finesse it. Now, you also have a track in Zulu. Is that perhaps what led you, I mean, that conversation you've had with No ID 2 years ago, was that really what led you to start rapping in Zulu?
No, I'd already been doing that, right? I'd already been doing that, like on my Instagram, Facebook. I have a couple songs that I put out years ago that were in Zulu. So no, that's not how that was inspired.
Okay.
But it definitely did inspire the title of the album and pretty much the way I think right now when it comes to I don't know, cultural representation, I guess.
Okay. Okay. And the fact that you still keep your music authentically hip-hop, but rapping in Zulu, some artists really battle with that. How do you do that?
I don't know. I'm a hip-hop head, man. I fell in love with hip-hop before anything else, you know, so I can never switch like that. You know, I'm a hip-hop guy.
In November 2020, NastyC won the Best Male Rap Act Award at the African Music Magazine Awards. In December 2020, he was ranked 3rd in the MTV-based SA's Hottest MC list, his 5th time in a row to appear on this list. In June 2021, he released his single, Best I Ever Had, and at the 16th ceremony of the All Africa Music Awards, he received 3 nominations for Songwriter of the Year, Best Male Artist in Southern Africa, and Best African Rapper/Lyricist. He was ranked 3rd again in the 2021 MTV-based Hottest MC list, and this was his 6th time on that list. In May 2022, he embarked on the IVYSON Army Tour, which started on May 7th in Bloemfontein. The tour included 5 dates that ran from May 7th until June 4th, 2022.
Okay, so what's up? My name is NastyC. Sorry, my voice is a little fucked right now. I'm doing a lot of talking throughout the day. Let me tell you a little bit about the IVYSON Army Tour. It's like the IVYSON Tour, but it's like the baby version of this. You know, we're making it smaller, but at the same time, we're making the experiences a whole lot more. You know what I mean? Like, we're bringing so much more to the table type thing. It's a full day experience. It's like, if we get to your city, the day before the show, we might go to the bar, go paintballing, go karting or something like that with all the artists and all the lineup. The day after that, the day of the show, we might have a brunch with all the other artists that have like soft music and stuff like that. Have a brunch for everyone who wants to have like a daytime thing.
and then you get the main songs, you know what I mean? So it's very different. So you guys look out for that. And bring your camera, make sure you have your camera ready.
In June 2022, he landed a role on Disney animated series Kizazi Moto Generation of Fire. In May 2023, NastyC and Casper Nyovest announced the African Throne World Tour, which includes 12 dates. It ran from August 18 in Arusha, Tanzania, until October 28 in Johannesburg, South Africa. In early August 2023, NastyC announced his fourth studio album, I Love It Here, released on September 15, 2023. The album debuted at #1 in South Africa.
This project, you say, is about your own personal nirvana.
Yeah.
And I love also hearing about your focus on mental health again. And I love that is just such a popular conversation.
Yeah.
You know, that, you know, me being somebody that's been doing this for a while, it's over the last 10 years, even more recent than that. But it's become more of a commonplace for people to explore that, which music has always been that for the artists that I've always sat down and talked to. Like I could always see while you're sharing dreams and passions and all that stuff, you're also sharing pain and all these other things. So music for artists has always been that, but making it more commonplace to use the term mental health.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's new for you? Was that something that you heard growing up, talking about mental health, or is that new?
I guess it's like what you said, right? For the artist, it's always been that, but it wasn't so much of like a common conversation or anything like that.
David has since become a father to his first child, a son named Oliver, born June 25th, 2023, to his longtime girlfriend, Sammy Heavens.
I be some shit, my religion. We up in the building. Turn up for a living. All I know is winning.